Hey, what's up, guys? This is World Series G, and I am back with an MLB The Show 20 video for you. I'm trying to help out the no money spent guys because I'm a no money spent guy, and we're going to talk about the best cards to grind for free to get you some free diamonds to boost your roster. So if you like this type of content, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, also World Series G. Instagram, World Series G, that's my personal Instagram. Or you can follow Everybody Loves the Show on Instagram, where I'm going to drop content that the developers drop, plus other clips and just other funny stuff from MLB The Show. If you want something to be featured on the page, just be sure to follow me and send a DM, and I'll make sure to feature you on the page. So without further ado, let's get into it. So if you're new to MLB The Show, this is your first year and you want some diamonds, best way to get some diamonds is through this Team Affinity program. So you complete a bunch of missions here. I'll do another video on exactly what missions you should try to do and what you should try to get to these Face of the Franchise cards. But overall, once you get to 50, you get this nice sweet diamond. At 25, you get a gold prospect card. They put prospects in the game this year. So golds, some of these golds are going to be on your roster early. It's still early in the year. We like day 3. So those are solid cards too, but we want to get to these diamonds. And let's just go over the diamonds. I'm going to talk about each diamond specifically, and then I'm going to tell you the ones you need to feature. I mean, not feature, the ones you need to grind for the most, the ones you should go after right away. So let's just start right here. We're already in Baltimore. You get Trey Mancini. Get well soon. So we got right fielder Trey Mancini. He's got three secondaries, first, left, and center. Diamond hitting. So if you want this card, if you're a Baltimore Orioles fan, you get Trey Mancini. 80s across the board, which means perfect fly balls are automatically over the fence. Well, that's what we were told, and that's what it seems like so far since I've been playing. He's got vision, 72 vision, decent. Not really, you're not really getting this guy for defense. You're getting him for his bat. Maybe you stick him at first base to keep him out of trouble, so you don't have to worry about too much about defense. Doesn't have a ton of speed. You can't see the speed because I'm in the way, but it's 43 speed. I'll try to get myself out of the way so when we go over these cards you can see. I'm going to block. I don't know what I'm going to block. I'm going to try to come right here. I'll block where they're from. Okay? So I'm in the middle. I'm sorry my face is right in the middle of the screen, but I'm trying to get you these stats. Alright, so next one, let's go in. Boston's Face of the Franchise, Rafael Devers. 80s across the board except for power against lefties. But he still got a really sweet swing. Another diamond guy. Actually, I'm going to put my face back on the bottom. That's an executive decision. So, yep, diamond hitting. Fielding is 77, so it's decent. He'll get the silver shield. He can also play first base. Solid card. Next one, New York Yankees. Gleyber Torres right there. This card rakes. His gold rakes, so you know his diamond's going to rake. 80s across the board, over 90 power, so that ball is flying off the bat. Can play 3 positions, none of them spectacularly, but at least you get some positional versatility. I think early in the year it's better to focus on the offense than the defense. As the year progresses and the cards get better, then you want to kind of nitpick on defense. But I think early in the year you just want some bats so you can put some runs on the board. Even if those guys make an error, they can get it back with the bat. So that's Gleyber Torres with the Yankees. He's a decent one to take a look at. This one right here, you need to go after. Blake Snell, Tampa Bay Rays. There's not many starting pitchers in this Face of the Franchise series so far. And he has a new windup, and it is super duper glitchy. Super glitchy. So you're going to want him. Even if you can't get to him right away, I'd recommend trying to buy his gold card so you can get that glitchy wind up and throw hitters off. I saw it the first time. I was like, what is this? This is weird. So take a look at that. If you need to, just play practice. See Blake Snell. You'll get to see it. Same pitch mix. Fastball, curveball, changeup, slider. It's always been a decent card to use in this game. So that's one you should target if you need a gold starter. Toronto's face of the franchise is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Vladito, 85. So one of the lower ranked cards. Decent card. If you're a Blue Jays fan, I'd say definitely go for it. Nothing overwhelming, nothing spectacular. We've seen better Vlad Guerrero cards last year, so this is nothing crazy. So there's that one. Let's go to the Central. Here with the White Sox, we've got Yon Moncada, 86 overall, switch hitter, diamond hitting, gold defense, 75 fielding, plus he can play all around the infield, first and second base. This is a solid card. I think you should go after. Maybe not the first card you go after, but he's solid. His stats against lefties are weak, but I always think that cards that are switch hitters always play up against left-handers or against their weaker side because you just get the platoon advantage. You get to see the ball better against the opposite-handed guy. So even though his power isn't that great against left-handers, I still think it's a really good card you should go after. We all know switch hitters are important in this game. Now next, speaking of him being sold, Carlos Santana is the face of the franchise for the Cleveland Indians. Another switch hitter. This guy hits. You can play him at first base, so you don't got to really worry too much about the defense, which is fairly decent at 76. It's not terrible. That's solid. That's a silver. Third base and catcher, I'd be iffy about because of the arm strength. More a catcher because guys will try to run on you all day long. But like I said, if you want some infusion of offense, you feel like you need some power, I'd say go after this card. This is a solid card, left-handed, and he's always got a good swing. People like this card. Here's the Detroit Tigers, face of the franchise, Matthew Boyd, 86 overall. Ks per 9 is 90. I like this card because his pitch differentials is really slow. He's got the fastball. He's also got a sinker, which is a good pitch in this game. And then the slow slider, changeup, and curveball. So he'll throw you off. He's got a really slow slider. I like guys with slow sliders because they look like the fastballs, but then you swing through it. And it's really hard to get like a weak, cheap hit on a slow slider. So he's a valuable card. He's kind of underrated. You got to kind of know how to pitch with him, but he can be effective just to throw guys off because, you know, most guys, as the year's going to progress, they're going to try to go fireballs, guys to blow the ball by you. So it's always decent to have like one finesse guy in your rotation just to throw guys off. Kansas City's face of the franchise is Whit Merrifield. We know what we're going to get with Whit. Plays all over the field. Speed. Can play a little defense. Going to hit balls in the gap. Decent vision. That's exactly what you get. Plays any position other than shortstop and catcher. So early in the year, if you feel like you just need a not a platoon guy, what do you call that? Utility guy. This is your guy. Go get Whit Merrifield. He's not going to hurt you in any way on this if you had him on your team. Let's go to the AL West, which has the cards you really should probably go after. Let's start with the Angels. Shohei Ohtani. Glitchy delivery, comes straight over the top. It's got the splitter, another guy with a slow slider, and a curveball. Slow curveball too. High hits and Ks per 9. But the best part about him is that he can hit, and those are really good hitting stats. Those hitting stats are up to par with most of these face of the franchise guys that you have. And what helps is because now that you can pick your own starting pitcher, every day you have Shohei Ohtani in your rotation, you have that ninth hitter. And he's solid enough as a starting pitcher. He's kind of like Rick Ankiel, who struggled a lot, so it wasn't even worth it. Having Shohei Ohtani means you have a ninth hitter, so guys can't pitch around your eighth hitter saying the pitching spot's up. This guy will take you deep, and we all know that Ohtani cards can swing the bat. So this is one you definitely should go after. If you're an Angels fan, maybe one of the first cards you should go after. Another one who's on that list is the A's face of the franchise, Matt Olson. Matt Olson's always got a good swing. Look at that 95 fielding. And in right field is not going to drop too much. 94 reaction. So it's going to be... So he's going to be able to get to balls. Doesn't have a ton of speed, so I wouldn't say go too crazy with him in right field because he has 36 speed. but that is what plays. He's got power. He's going to drive the ball. We all know that. His gold card rakes, so we know the diamond card's going to rake. For Seattle, their face of the franchise is Kyle Seager, lefty crime specialist. He's also a diamond hitter. He's got better splits against lefties. It's really weird. Reverse splits, solid defender at third. He's also a really good bat, but he kind of gets overshadowed by just the amount of good cards in his own division. This one, here comes Texas. Their face of the franchise is Joey Gallo. We get a diamond Gallo day one. 112 power, 114 against left, 28 vision, but we all know Gallo has terrible vision. That's not what we get him for. We get it for him to make contact, and this card is going to mash. Plus, he's got 86 fielding, 99 arm strength, 97 arm accuracy, 85 reaction. He's actually a diamond fielder, so this card can definitely play. He can play all over the field. 64 speed is not great, but it's serviceable with the great reaction he's going to get in center, right, or left field. Also, he can play first to third, all over the diamond. This is definitely, if not the #1 card, number 2 or 3 that you should go after, probably after maybe your favorite team or just something else you need. But this Gallo card is probably and should be in every team's lineup for at least the first month or so, maybe even longer. Houston's face of the franchise, also a sneaky pick. This Correa card is 89 overall, diamond, 97 arm strength, hits for 95 power against righties, and then he's got the 99 contact against lefties. So he becomes 2 different hitters depending on who he's facing, but 90 either way. A 99 contact guy against a lefty is nothing to sneeze about, and that 95 power will play. Will definitely play. This is a sneaky pick. I don't think a lot of people are really talking about this card early, but this is definitely a card, especially at a position like shortstop, where there aren't really that many good cards at the beginning of the game, and definitely it's hard to find a shortstop that can play solid defensively and also hit. A lot of the ones that can hit can't defend, and the ones that can defend can't hit. Thinking of a guy like Andrelton Simmons. This is diamond. This is definitely one, if you feel like you need to fill your need at shortstop immediately, definitely go for that one. Now let's go to the National League. We've got the Atlanta Braves. Atlanta Braves face of the franchise is Ozzie Albies, second baseman, switch hitter, so we know against righties plays up. Because he's a better hitter against lefties, I'd say stay away from him right away, because you're going to face a lot of righties at the beginning of the year. You just are. There's always more right-handers than left-handers in the game all the time. So I would say stay away from him, but still a solid card because he rakes against lefties. If you're a Braves fan and you just need this Albies card, I'd say go get him, but maybe play him on the bench. But he is a switch hitter, so he will play up against righties a little bit, so it'll probably be a little bit better than that 71 just because you'll see the ball better. Solid fielder, not the strongest arm, so I would say avoid playing him at shortstop at all costs. Now let's go to the Miami Marlins. This is an interesting one. Brian Anderson, nothing spectacular. I mean, we've seen guys that are all hitting that are better than this Brian Anderson card. But he's interesting because he's a solid fielder, diamond fielder, and can play 5 different positions. Along with third, you can play first, second, left, or right. So another utility guy, a little more pop than Whit Merrifield if you're still looking for that utility type guy on your bench. I think that's further along. That's not a day one thing. At day one, you just want the best possible cards. But as you start looking through guys to get for the face of the franchise, some free diamonds to add to your team to build up your roster, I think this is the one you could target. For the Phillies, their face of the franchise is Aaron Nola. Phillies fans are fans of Aaron Nola, big right-hander. He's got the fastball, knuckle, changeup, sinker. He's got value because of the fact that there's not really that many diamonds you can get out of the face of the franchise. I believe it's only 3, along with Blake Snell and what was the other one? Blake Snell and Matthew Boyd. So he's got value if you think you can. If you need a diamond starter, definitely one to look at there. Definitely not one I would say go right ahead with. The Nationals face of the franchise. They've been talking about it. If you didn't know, it's none other than Juan Soto. We get a diamond Juan Soto. I know people were complaining that he wasn't diamond out the box, but you can get one day one, and here he goes. 100 power against righties, 77 power against lefties. Definitely take him deep. We know he's not there for defense, but it's solid at 70. I think they said average defense this year is 60, so he's still above average defender in outfield. Probably will make an error or two, but that's not why you have him. You have him to rake. So let's go to the Central. Oh, no, actually, I skipped the team completely. I skipped my favorite team. How did I do that? That is terrible of me. Wow. All right, but we're here now. Let's go Mets. Their face of the franchise is Michael Conforto. Anyone who's played with Conforto knows he's got a sweet swing as a left-hander. Outfielder, we know outfield is crowded, but I'm a Mets fan, so I'm going to go get Conforto probably sooner than I should, but that's a good swing at, and plus he's got 95 power against right. 69 fielding. Decent defender, but he's there for the bat. That's a good bat. He's going to play. Now let's get to the Central. Cubs, Anthony Rizzo. Not too much to say about him. Diamond hitting. Good against righties, solid against lefties, good vision, good fielder, terrible speed. If you notice, you can kind of see the speed. If it's decent enough, his speed is 21. So he's slow. A lot of guys this year, seems like their speed got dropped to, I guess, widen the gap between the really fast cards and the medium speed guys. I don't know, but it seems like everyone's speed dropped a touch. Let's go on to the Reds. We got another first baseman. It's Joey Votto. This is basically pick your preference between left-handed first baseman, Votto or Rizzo. I don't know if you can go wrong with either of them. I think Rizzo's a little better defender. Votto, higher vision. Not even. He doesn't even have higher vision. Honestly, I think Rizzo's an all-around better card. But if you don't like the Cubs, you probably won't get Rizzo. If you like the Reds, you're probably going to go get Joey Votto. So that's all I have to say with that one. Let's move on to the Brewers, and their face of the franchise is going to be Lorenzo Cain. Really good defender. His speed dipped, 66 speed, but with 93 reaction, he's still going to go get to balls. And he's going to hit line drives into the gap. That 98 contact against lefties is going to play. That's going to be a problem early on in the year. 86 vision, solid. Actually, surprisingly, he is a diamond hitter, which you never really think of with Lorenzo Cain. You'd think if he was diamond something, it would be defense. But he's got a diamond bat. And the defense, we know about it. Let's go to the Pirates. Pirates face of the franchise is none other than Josh Bell. If this card hits like his finest card did, this card is going to rake. He's already got the power from both sides, so if you catch one, it's gone. Defense, he's got a secondary at right field, but I would never, ever, 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 ever think about putting him out there. His fielding's already 61 at first base. Putting him out there with 43 speed and 61 reaction, you're asking for dropped balls and just a really hard time out there. So with the glut of first baseman, it's kind of your preference when it comes to Josh Bell. But he's a switch hitter, so he's going to play up. Let's go to the Cardinals. Yadier Molina. Yeah, I don't know, like 86 catcher. Catcher's not really a strong position in the game early, we know that. But, like, this card doesn't really do much for me, especially because the defense isn't really even there. I'm surprised he's a diamond hitter. I think it's because of the vision. The vision plays him up. But, I mean, I don't know. He might play better. He's got 87 contact against left-handers, so that means he's going to hit the ball good. I mean, you're not going to get much power from him. I would like a little more power in my catcher. I think of a guy like Gallo, who's also gold and will cost you a few stubs. But I don't really think Yadier Molina should be your guy to go after at catcher. Especially because you can get that Gary Sanchez at level 40. I don't think it's worth the grind to get him. But If you're a Cardinals fan, go after him. Diamondbacks, their face of the franchise is David Peralta, another diamond bat. Peralta's always had a good swing. He's going to mash righties with the 102 contact, 80 power. He's a solid fielder with the 86. Terrible arm at 58. 47 speed, but the reaction is going to allow him to play up. Solid pick. Nothing spectacular there. Rockies, face of the franchise is none other than Chuck Nasty. Look at those hitting stats. He's going to smack the ball. And you need him too because his defense is pitiful. He looks like Josh Bell, except you have to put him in the outfield. 61 fielding, 48 speed, 66 arm strength. There's nothing redeeming about his defensive ability at all. I'm surprised he survives in Coors Field since that field is so big. But that bat plays. If you just want a bat, you just need someone on your bench to just rake no matter who's on the mound, go after Charlie Blackmon. This Charlie Blackmon card can rake. Now let's go to the Dodgers here. Their face of the franchise is Justin Turner, lefty masher. He's been a lefty masher his whole career. 110 contact, 92 power, smoking the ball. And his lefty power, his righty, it's not too bad. The 70 power, 92 contact, not terrible. Fielding, something to be desired, especially 65 arm strength to go with 65 fielding at third. I would say, he could play all over the diamond. None of the positions really well. I'd say third base is not a terrible position to hide a guy, so I wouldn't be too upset if you decided to just leave him at third base. Not someone I'm going to run after and go get, but if you're a Dodgers fan, I completely understand. Now, this is a card I would go get. Padres face of the franchise, Fernando Tatis Jr. This card rakes. We know Fernando Tatis card rakes. He's a double diamond, 89 speed, 95 arm strength, 83 fielding, can play him all over the infield. Honestly, this is one of the top cards you should go after. If you're a Padres fan, you're super excited. If you just want a really good shortstop, I'd say you go after him. Here's a little strategy I just thought in my head. Level 40, there's the choice between Alberto Mondesi and Gary Sanchez. Because there's no real good catchers here, I would say get Gary Sanchez there and then try to grind for Fernando Tatis Jr. He's got more power than Mondesi. He's not a switch hitter, not as fast, but still really fast, really strong arm. I think that might be the play if you're a budget guy. Obviously, you don't have to do it that way, but that's just something that came across my mind. And the last one here is the Giants face of the franchise, Buster Posey, another catcher, another Like, there's really nothing about this card that's spectacular. Decent contact, good fielder, really high blocking if you're really into catcher blocking, but Silver Level 1 gets you the 99 version of this card. So if you can stick it out with, say, that Gary Sanchez or just any other catcher, I mentioned Yasmani Grandal, and wait, if you really want that Buster, if you really want a Buster Posey, I say wait till you get the MVP card. So nothing spectacular about that card. Again, I wouldn't rush to go get this card. I would say exchange it or anything. I don't know. If you just want to finish the collection, he's one of the last cards you get. So how do you get these cards? There's multiple ways. Just like last year, you can grind out innings. You can do a couple, challenges, tally some stats. Showdown exchanges, which I'm going to break down deeper into another video coming probably a little bit later. We're going to talk about how to do the showdown to get the points, and then you can exchange cards like you did last year. But this time it's repeatable, so you can do it as many times as you want. The only problem with this year is that cards that you collected cards that you collect, you cannot exchange. So you got to be careful with that. You're going to have to buy duplicates of cards over and over and over again to finish these exchanges. But if you don't feel like grinding it out with, playing Conquest or play against CPU or even doing Showdown, you can definitely just do this over and over and over again. It's going to be a stub. It's going to cost you a lot of stubs, but if you want to, you can go do it. So what else we have? You do the collections too. So a team like the Giants might be a little bit easier because they don't have a single gold, and finishing that collection should be easy, and that gets you 10 points. There's a moment, only one moment. I think that's partly because they don't want you to just try to grind your moments through. I think they want you to work a little harder to get the team affinity, and obviously you could do March to October, which is going to take a while, but if you want to do March to October, you could definitely do it. Last but not least, a quick roundup. The cards I think you should go after right away. Any of these cards are great choices to go to right away. So I'd say one is Shohei Ohtani from the Angels. The number one you should go for is Joey Gallo. But that's because we all know Joey Gallo is a monster, and you could keep him in your lineup as long as you're not playing on Legend. So that's that Gallo card. We already talked about Ohtani. The A's, Matt Olson's another one you should go get. Carlos Correa is one you should definitely go get. And don't be distracted. Don't think you have to choose between Correa and Tatis. You can go get both of them and have a very solid middle of the infield for a long time in this game, I think. Shortstop and second baseman are always tough cards to get. There's not a lot of guys that are really toolsy. You're looking at a lot of contact speed guys, not guys that have pop. But with that, you get two guards that have pop and can defend. So that's really big. And if you want a starting pitcher, there's obviously not that much to choose from. But I'd say definitely go after Blake Snell first. Oh, Shohei Ohtani obviously is a starting pitcher. I keep forgetting that. I keep thinking of him as an outfielder. So definitely Ohtani too. And then you got Matt Boyd if you think you need a finesse starter. And also Aaron Nola. So this was a long video, but I wanted to just let you guys know what to attack. I know the first second I opened this game, I was overwhelmed with so many things you can do. But I think if you want to add some cheap, free cards to your team, some guys to anchor your lineup, I think Team Affinity is definitely the way to go. Next video, look out for it soon. We're going to talk about how to get the Team Affinities, probably later today, honestly. So, other than that, this is World Series G signing out. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And look out for some more MLB The Show 20 content. Peace.